The British Empire was once the largest empire the world had ever seen. Its power stretched across continents and oceans. It ruled over millions who never chose to be ruled. The empire spoke the language of civilization, but it practiced control through force. Britain claimed it brought order to the world. In reality, it brought exploitation. Wealth flowed into London from distant lands. Suffering remained where it was taken from. Colonization was presented as progress. For the colonized, it meant loss. Land was seized in the name of the crown. Resistance was labeled rebellion. Indigenous systems were dismantled. Traditional cultures were erased. Languages were suppressed. History was rewritten by the victors. India became the empire's greatest prize. Its resources were drained for British benefit. Local industries were destroyed deliberately. Poverty followed where prosperity once existed. Famines were not natural disasters. They were policy failures. Grain was exported, while millions starved. The empire chose profit over life. Africa was divided by lines on a map. Borders ignored, tribes, and history. Communities were torn apart. Conflict was guaranteed for generations. Forced labor built imperial wealth. Rubber, gold, and minerals came at human cost. Violence enforced obedience. Punishment was public and brutal. Slavery enriched Britain long before abolition. Banks and institutions grew from human trade. Profits were celebrated. The victims were forgotten. Even after slavery ended, exploitation continued. New systems replaced old chains. Control simply changed its shape. The empire ruled through fear. Military power crushed dissent. Peace was maintained by threat. Ireland felt the empire's cruelty close to home. Famine devastated the population. Food left the country while people died. Silence followed the tragedy. Rebellion was met with massacre. Villages were burned. Punishment was collective. The empire justified violence as necessity. Morality was bent to protect power. Accountability was avoided. Education taught loyalty to the crown. Obedience was rewarded. Questioning authority was dangerous. British history books told only one side. Glory overshadowed guilt. Empire was romanticized. Resistance leaders were labeled criminals. Freedom fighters were erased from memory. Their stories survived in whispers. When the empire weakened, it denied responsibility. Colonies were abandoned without repair. Damage was left behind. Independence came with broken systems. Economies were dependent by design. True freedom was delayed. Apologies were rare. Reparations were avoided. Silence replaced justice. The empire shaped the modern world. Its scars remain visible today. Inequality traces back to colonial rule. Migration patterns were forced by empire. Conflict followed imperial borders. History never truly ended. The British Empire called itself civilizing, but civilization cannot be built on suffering. Power does not equal righteousness. Truth challenges comfortable myths. Honesty disrupts national pride, but denial preserves injustice. This is not a story of hatred. It is a story of accountability. Empires must be remembered honestly. The past cannot be undone, but it can be acknowledged. Silence is a choice. Remembering is an act of responsibility. Forgetting allows repetition. The empire fell, but its legacy remains. The darkness was never fully confronted. History still demands answers. Britain's greatness came at a cost. That cost was paid by others. Their voices deserve space. The truth was hidden behind power. Now it must be spoken. And history must finally be told whole.